table data is divided into multiple storage objects.
Yeah. Table data. If the table is very bigger, then that will split into multiple places, and we can access only particular partition. Means we are dividing the table data into some pieces. Okay, whenever required, based upon the keys, you can access directly. Instead of searching all the data, you can search specific values. Okay, by identifying the where your record will be, that and all, just simply selecting the specific partition. Okay, there are mainly used for the performance perspective. Okay, but for these things and all, Oracle charge additionally actually. Okay, next, there are three types of partitions are there. One is range partition, list partition, hash partition. Okay, what is range partition? It will take the range value for the particular column. Okay, based upon that, data will be splitted into multiple chunks. Okay, these partitions we can say sometimes chunks also. Normally we can say that is alternative word. Okay, we can make the chunks in different based upon the key values. Okay, based upon the range value. Normally this range partition will use for the uh, date partitions. Actually, in real time, if the transactions are more day to day, means they will use specific dates, some dates, months, weeks, like that. They will create the range partitions by specifying the values less. Okay, if you are mentioning this keyword values less than, means that value will become as a one partition. Okay, next, what is list partition? Like see, there are country data is there. Okay, whenever you want to search the data, instead of searching whole country data, you can search by state wise. Okay, or block that regional wise, west region or east region or north region or south region, like that you can divide, and you can specify the some cities names or some state names and all. Okay, so you have to specify the state names are any okay. If you are specifying that specific values, means that will be moved into the particular partition. That is the list partition. We are giving the list to the particular partition. If the value is there in these two states, value that record will go and sit in the west partition. Like that, list partition will work. What hash partition will do? Normally, for these range and list partitions, we have to give the partition names and partition values, everything, range, everything we have to mention. But hash partition, it's not like that. System will consider randomly based upon the hash values. Just you have to mention the how many partitions you want. Okay, if the data is more, means if you are splitting the data into multiple places instead of keeping in one place. Okay, sometimes it will be useful. Okay, just you are giving the this partition number of partitions and partition column. Okay, partition by hash, that what type of partition and which column. Okay, normally what it will do, the value of this one will divide it into number of partitions, and in that particular partition, it record will go and sit in the particular partitions. How you can select the from particular partition? Simply you can mention the keyword. It is not the where class. Select star from partition table name, and you have to specify the particular partition. Okay, in hash partition, we are not giving the specific partition names and all, so you have to select from the uh, what you have to select from the data dictionaries. Okay, you can get the partition names from that dictionary, and you can select the data for that. Okay, that is the hash partition. Next, what is clustering? It is also used for the improving the performance. Okay, actually normally we are doing the joins, right? That time All the times what system will do, all the times it will go and check the keys from both the tables and it will do the cross join. After that it will pick the correct values. Okay, so if the data is more, it will take more time to join and all. Okay, so for that, what Oracle provided, Oracle provided one concept called cluster key. While creating the table itself, if you are mentioning the cluster, this is the join column for other tables. Maybe some DPT or DPT1, DPT2, like that you can join anywhere. But just you have to mention that this is the join column. That for that, what Oracle will do internally, it will create the separate table internally and insert the values. Whenever you are inserting the values into the your table, that data will be inserted into the cluster table. On top of that, the cluster index will be created once you insert the data, and arranging the order will be like binary tree only. That is no normal only. Okay, that but you for creating the while creating the table, you have to mention the cluster key. Okay, what is the cluster key? Okay, along with the table definition you have to mention that one. Okay, what is the cluster and what is the column? Okay, like that we have to create the cluster tables. First create the clusters with columns, only join columns. If you want, if you want to join multiple columns, means you can create here as well. Okay, just create cluster, that particular table name, and here you can mention the column names. Next, create the index and on the cluster. Okay, just using the create index, and on cluster you have to mention the cluster name. Okay, next, after that you can create the cluster table. Along with the table definition you have to mention the cluster and which cluster and which column you are creating the join. Okay, in that way you can create the clusters, and you can do normal insertion, updation, everything on the this table. Automatically data will be inserted, go and sit in the cluster and created the index. So whenever you are querying the data, okay, select star, whenever you are joining the tables, okay, the system directly won't check in the original tables. Directly it will go and check in cluster table instead of querying the entire table. If you are entering if you are querying the table, means let's assume table is containing 1 GB of memory. Okay, but cluster, how much will it will be? It's we are saving only department number, right? How much it will take more? It's not more than 2 MB, 3 MB. Just you are means MB table is having 14 columns, right? Or 10 columns. Okay, these 9 columns won't store our cluster, only store the separately that DPT number. So it won't take much the memory. So it will go and search only particular that department numbers only, right? So it will search only in that one. So and corresponding address value will be stored internally, and whenever you are queried, that particular department IDs, whatever data is there, that will pick and join the tables. So our query will be more speed compared to previous. Okay, how you can drop the clusters and all? Just you cannot drop the cluster without dropping the dependencies. First you have to create the table, after that you can create the cluster. You can drop the table. If you want to drop the cluster, means just you have to include the tables also. So we can drop the clusters along with the tables. That's what clusters. You are clear, right? If you have any doubts, we'll discuss in these two topics. Say yes or no. Okay. Next, today is new topic. This is DCL commands. What is DCL commands? Can anybody tell me? Initial days we discussed already. What is DCL command? What is DCL command? What is DDL command? DML command? Okay, we have discussed everything. But on this one we have not discussed much. But just discussed what is what. Okay, DCL commands means data controlling language. There are two commands, just only two commands, grant and revoke. Okay, just by seeing the that word name, command name itself, we can come to know what is grant. we are giving the permission to the some other user or some other role. So, means we are giving the permission. Revoke means we are withdrawing our permissions, whatever we given. Okay, that's what the functionality of these two commands. Grant means use it to give the normally permissions means we can say in the database word it is a privileges. Okay, giving the access, privileges, permissions, we can say anything. Okay, to the particular users, particular on the particular database, on particular table, on particular view, like that we can give anything. Okay, revoke means same way, just withdrawing the permissions on particular object, database, whatever it may be. Okay, the normally Oracle by default, whenever you are installing the Oracle now, that time by default two default users will create system sys user and system user. If you are installing means definitely these two users will be there. Okay, with the sys user is the uh, root node, root user. Okay, with this one only uh, can create the users or anything. Okay, he has all the permissions. He will be creating the users and permissions, everything. Okay, there will be some different components are there in the to access this to work on grant and revoke. There are users, privileges means permissions. Okay, what are all the permissions I have mentioned, right? Create table, create view. At the time of create materialized view, I told, right, the we should have permissions to create the materialized view. Day before yesterday we checked this one, right? Create the partition table. Actually this is we don't have permissions to create the materialized view. What does mean? We don't have any permissions. We should have that one. Somebody should give the permissions to create the partition tables. Okay, like that means what does mean? That is the some set of rules. Means that is the privileges means that rule is applicable to these users. Okay, next, roles. Let's assume today you are joining. For you, system admin will give the permissions to create the tables, views, and whatever it may be, any database subjects, procedures, anything. Okay, next day somebody will come join in the organization. What will happen? Again he has to give all the permissions again. So instead of that, what sys user will do, just he will create one role. Okay, means some privilege, one set of privileges to particular role. Simply what he will do, he will assign the role to the particular user. Okay, so that whatever role is having that permissions, now all permissions will get by that specific user. Okay, just simply the he will assign the role to the particular user. Let's see practically. Syntax will be like this. Grant, you have to specify the privileges whatever you want. I am giving all the grants. Okay, to particular user you have to mention, and two will be the keyword here, and you have to give the username. Same way, revoking. So you are withdrawing the permission means you have to use, instead of to, you have to use the from. Okay, let's create one user and we'll see practically. Okay, for this one I will use SQL okay, this SQL plus instead of using this one. Okay, CLS control. I guess I don't know. The permission will close this one also. Okay, I will use SQL plus, guys. Okay, just open the session so you can come to know how the difference will be. Okay, first we need to connect the root user first. Okay, root user is what? Sys user, right? Sys as sys DBA. Okay, Okay, I'm connected to the sys user. Okay, if you want to show how you can see the current username, show user. Okay, now you can see the user is C. He has this user has all the rights to create the users. Okay, have the permissions for creating the tables. Everything it have. Okay, if you want to see the what are all the users is there in the current database, the data string is select okay, check the line size. Select star from dba underscore users. Okay, this will have the permissions. This is having the list of users what are all there in the system. You have to specify the instead of dba you have to specify the user. Okay, dba users. Sorry. Okay, this many number of users are there. Okay, just you can ignore and you can create one user. Okay, let's see, create user. Syntax is create user. Username you have to mention I am creating the username as Balu, and you have to specify the identified by, means here you have to give the permission password. Okay, this is the syntax to create the user. Okay, create user, username identified by KNA. Okay, let's see, user created. We'll open one more session. I have created the user, but I cannot able to connect that one. See, Balu is the user and password is KNA. I have given, right. I tried, but still user Balu lacks of create session privilege. Means he should have the permission to create the session. Means if you are using your name, means what in this session you will be working with as a Balu user. So you should have the permission to create the session. Then only you can able to then only you can able to access the database. Okay, so you should have some permissions. If you want to check that this one, just you can simply select this one. Just check the usernames. Username from DBA users, where username equal to all the times we have to use database this one. See, we are having the username, but still we are not able to connect the database. So what we have to do, his user should give the permissions to create the session and to connect to the Balu user. Okay, how we can give that one? Okay, you have to give the grants. Okay, and also you have to specify the keyword this password also. Okay, grant create session, right. Create session to the user. Normally this work and all will do by database administration. Okay, developer won't do this create users, create permission, privileges, this create roles, this and all will not do. Okay, no need to worry. If you are not comfort with these commands and all, just you have to know what is grant, what is revoke. Okay, you have to work on only object privileges, that will explain deeply. Okay, create session on to Balu means user identified by KN. You have to specify the password. So now we can go and try the to connect this one Balu. Okay, now we can give KN. So now you are able to connect the database. Now you can go create the you can create one table. Okay, create table name some test sheet. test a int. Okay, I'm trying to create the table. Okay, I don't have permission. It is showing insufficient privileges. What does mean? I don't have permissions to create the table. So what you have to do? You have to give the, if you want to do any operation, for that you should have the rights from the sys user, means administrator. Then only you can able to operate the database. Otherwise you cannot do any operations. You got only create session privileges. That's why you are able to create the session, but you don't have permissions to create the tables or views anything. That's why you are not able to create. Okay, means you will get insufficient privileges. What you have to do next, you have to give the permissions. Okay, grant user resource. This I will explain later. Okay, just will meantime use this one. A particular user to connect and resource as a working as a one resource. Normally that we can see that permissions, but these are all default permissions. We can say system privileges. These two. Okay, create session, connect resource. There are few system privileges are there. I will discuss. Okay, to the but that you can give. Okay, now what you have to do, you have to give the permissions to the create the user, create the table. Okay, just how you can do, grant, create table, create view, create metadata view, create any procedure, create any index, like that. There are some privileges are there, we'll discuss. Okay, you have to give the permission, then only user can able to, Baluk user can able to create the tables and all. Okay, grant, create table, create view. These are all syntax. Okay, you have to follow this one. This is one privilege, this is one privilege, create any index, that is one privilege, like that you have to follow. Okay, grant succeeded. Now go and create the same table in the by the Balu user. See, now you can able to create the table. Okay, now we can do the any operations on this one, because the owner is this one. We can do anything now. Okay, here I am having the one table. Select star from EMP. Okay, I am having the data. I will try to access the table, same table with the ball user. Let's see what will happen. Select star from EMP. So there is no table. Okay, let's see. Actually, this is the owner is sys user. That's why I will mention the sys user. Still, I cannot able to get the table name. So what we have to do? If you want to access the particular other user table objects, means you should have the rights on that particular object. Okay, how you will get that one? That particular user should give the rights to the your rights to you. Then only you can able to access the data on the particular object. Okay, how you will give? Simply we will give grant select. This is one permission to select, only select permission I'm giving. Means somebody will have only read permission, somebody will have write permission, somebody will have only execute permissions. What does mean? They can do only that operations only. Okay, if you are giving only means they cannot modify. Okay, let's try with this select. Grant select on EMP to the Balu user. Okay, now grant succeeded. Now go and check in the yeah, with the ball user. Okay, now you can same query you can try. You can able to get the data. Okay, okay, now you can able to get the data. Okay, now you can try in this user, ball user, are you able to do or not? Okay, insert into sys.emp values. Okay, let's give limited number of values. What is the primary keys in this one? EMP number, not on columns. In and we'll give only DPT number. Okay, instead of setting all the values, we'll try this one only. Okay, 1 2 3 4, and that employee name is, I can give like KNA. Okay, and department number I will give 20. Okay, I will try to insert the data, but I am getting insufficient privileges. I don't have rights to do, I don't have permissions to insert the data or update the data. Okay, what does mean? You cannot do anything. You have only read permissions, only you can able to select, but you cannot do the manipulation on this one. So what you have to do, you should get the rights from the that owner. Okay, so what you can do along with the select, what you can what this user should do, this user should give the rights on to insert. Okay, if you are giving insert means you will get only insert. Okay, now you can able to select and insert, but you cannot update, you cannot delete. Okay, that thing. Okay, let's see what we can try to insert the data. Yeah, row is created. Now go and check the data. Select star from sys.emp. Okay, now we can able to see the record 1 2 3 4. Now go and check here. Select star from emp. Why you are getting 14 records? Anybody tell me? This already we discussed. Actually, owner is sys user. Okay, I am having 14 records earlier. I am getting same data, but I have inserted the one record with another user, but I could not able to get here. Why? Can anybody tell me? This we discussed many times. Whenever you are doing the DML operations for particular user, what it will do, if you are doing the DML operations, the data will be copy and will copy paste in the buffer memory. There only that changes will apply. Okay, you are now you are selecting from that particular Balu's buffer memory. That's why you are able to you can get the data. Once you commit the data, then the data will be stored permanently. Okay, let's see commit. Okay, now we can check, you will get same data. Okay, 15 records. Now we can go and check in the with sys user. Now you can able to get the 15 records. Means once you commit the data, then it will store in permanent. When you are triggering the command by the other user, that time it will go and fetch from the original memory. Okay, DML operations will be performed in the buffer memory till commit triggers. Okay, now you come to know, right, how commit will work. For each and every user, that will buffer memory is specific. Okay, you cannot get other users cannot able to see that buffer others buffer memory. Only that particular that is specific to particular user only buffer memory. Once he commits the data will go and refresh in original table. Whenever other users trigger the select or anything, that time it will pick from that original table from the permanent memory. Okay, that is what commit. Okay, next, if you instead of if you are creating this one, right, if you want to give all rights, he cannot update. Balu user cannot update. Okay, this is sys user. Let's try to update the records in emp. Okay, update sys dot set job equal to salesman. Okay, where emp number equal to 1 2 3 4. Okay, he cannot update that one. So instead of adding like that means on particular objects, if you want to give all the rights means simply you can give the grant all. All means all, insert, update, delete, anything he can do. Okay, grant all on emp to volume means you are giving the all the permissions to the Balu user on emp. Okay, now he can do the all the things. Okay, yes, now you can do update, you can delete anything. Okay, when you can delete the records also, delete from emp where emp number equal to 1234. Okay, okay, you have to mention the owner name, sys data. Okay, instead of writing all the times a particular username, normally what they will do, what real time will do, real time how we can do, we will create one synonym. Okay, create synonym emp on emp table. Okay, you can create same name for the object. Okay, create synonym, private synonym by default. Okay, you have to mention the public synonym because you are giving the rights to other users, right? Create public synonym emp on emp table. Missing keyword, can anybody tell me what is the what we are missing? Hmm? Username object, you have to mention this one. Okay, create public synonym for we need to use. Okay, not on, you have to use for. Okay, synonym created, you can give grants on synonym. Okay, grant all on emp to Balu. Now he will directly do the, instead of sys user directly he can do like this. Okay, so without using the owner name, directly you can able to access that data. Okay, let's select star from em. Now you are not using any usernames and all, right? So real time usage you come to know, right, how synonym will work. Simply you are using the emp, you are hiding your original owner name. Okay, if you given grants to the on that particular synonym to any users means that user can directly access that table without using. Now if you want to use that particular object means you have to mention the owner name dot object name, but if you created the synonym means you are hiding your username. Okay, simply you are accessing the object. Okay, in this way synonym will work. You are getting my point or not? Hmm? Guys, respond. I am using here synonyms also. Why? Because real time, how the how people will work. All the times nobody will use the username dot object. All the times they will use synonyms instead of using the owner name dot object name. Okay, simply they will create one synonym and on that they will give the grants to the other users so that directly they can able to access. Otherwise it will be waste of time, right? All the times we have to write the usernames. Okay, that is one usage of synonym. Okay, in this one anybody having any doubt creating the user, how give the grants to other users? Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next, privileges. Privileges means already told, right? Particular type of means accessing rights, we can say. Okay, definition let it be, this is Google. Okay, original meaning is privilege means rights, permissions. Okay, on the particular object, on particular user. Okay, on particular database means what permissions you are having. What permissions means, what does mean? Select, insert, update, delete, create procedure, create material means this, these are all the permissions. You should have the permissions, all the permissions. Okay, there are many n number of permissions are there. We'll see how these things. Okay, like this privileges, any This and all will use by the mostly this DCL commands will work only by DBA only. SQL tuning. These are all the permissions. Normally we won't use alter any rule. If you want to change the rule permissions means rule I will tell you. Create any table, alter any table. See, somebody will create the table, but here that rights we can withdraw. DBA can withdraw. Nobody will change the table structure. So what he will do? He will revoke the alter permission for that. Okay, like that they're having n number of permissions. Okay, create trigger alter user means if you, let's assume you have created the table. Okay, next day what will happen, you have given all the rights to the other user. Okay, that user what may, let's assume he will do, so he will add one more column or he will drop one column. So what happen, you will lose the data. So normally DBA what he will do, he will withdraw the permission of alter table. Okay, he will withdraw that alter permission so that nobody will change the table structure. Okay, he will withdraw the drop permission, he will withdraw the okay, means what does mean, other use, if you are giving the rights to others means you should have, they should, you should give particular permissions, otherwise they may misuse that one. Okay, everything will control by DBA actually in real time. Okay, next. There are two types of privileges. One is the system privileges and object privileges. System privileges means I told right, on the create command, whatever comes under DDL, everything we can say system privileges, like create table, create view, create metadata view. These everything we can say system privileges. All these things. Object privileges means we have given the rights on particular EMP table, right? If you are giving any rights on particular object, that we can say object privileges. Create synonym, create public, this everything will comes under system privileges. Okay, you can just remember that one. What is system privileges? What is object privileges? System privileges all the times will work by DBA only. Okay, that object privileges will be used by developer because he is creating the table, he is inserting the data, he is developer means he, and also he is giving to the rights to the application users. Okay, what does mean, he is operating that one. So that permissions, object privilege permissions will be given by developers normally in real time. Okay, next, role. Yeah, let's discuss that one. Let's assume already I told right. To DBA is there by default. He will handle the all the database all the database activities. Okay, creation user, creation table, ever not creating table, uh, creating the users and permissions, everything. Okay, let's assume today you are joining into the organization. Okay, so I will create one user and you can, I will give rights to the all the rights, creating the table, creating the view, creating everything I will give. Okay, next day one more user comes, again he has to give same rights. Okay, same rights means he's joining as a developer, so he should have rights on, rights to create the table, create the view, everything. Okay, again another, one more developer will come, so what will happen for him, it's a repetitive work. So what he will do, simply he will create one role. Okay, set of permissions. Okay, he will make separately, that we can say role, that that role will assign to the particular user, so that whatever role is having the permissions, all the permissions will get by the user. Okay, that activities who will do DBA. Okay, he here he will write the all the permissions, create table, create view, create metadata view, create any procedure, create index, everything he will uh, take. Okay, and he will assign that these, he will define in the form of role. Okay, that role will contain all the permissions, whatever here you have written, everything will coming to the role. Okay, these permissions. Well, simply what DBA will do, whenever a new user is adding, directly he will give the grants on this role. No need to execute all these commands. Okay, so that he will get all the rights, whatever role is having, all the rights he will get. That is the importance of role. There are some predefined roles are there. Connect the resource to DBA. See, if you are creating the user means you should have the rights to create the session, create the uh, create the session and connect permissions. Then only you can able to connect. Otherwise you cannot connect and you cannot create the session. You cannot work on databases. So that predefined rules will be given by DBA. Okay, that we cannot change, and he will create these things mandatory to every user. Connect to resource DBA. Okay. Next, coming to the user defined roles means he will create one role. What are all the rules he has to give to do operations on the database? Okay, that he will give grants. First, he will create role. This is the syntax: create role, developer role, or DBA role, or application user role, or manager role. Okay, like that he will create the role. Okay, and he will give the grants. Okay, create view, create table, create any index, create any procedure, whatever you want you can add simply directly in the grant statement. Grant, these are all the privileges, these privileges to the particular role. Okay, that we have to specify. That means we are assigning the privileges to the particular role. Next, this role grants will be given to the particular users. You can give and you can add n number of users here. Okay, well, by user 1, user 2, user 3, like that you can give. Simply you can assign the role. How you can assign? Simply grant grant role to the users. Okay, let's see, we'll create one role and we'll execute that one. Current, how you can see the current role? Show user. Okay, this is user. This will be created by again system administrator only. That is the importance of DBA. He will handle everything. Okay, he has all the rights. Even though whether manager is having or not doesn't matter, but DBA should have all the rights. Okay, create role. I will create developer role. Okay, I will give grants to the grant, create table, create view, create material, view, create any index, create any procedure. Normally here, whatever required for the developers, all grants will write in the same statement to developer role. Okay. Next, what I will do? Let's withdraw the permissions from the user Balu. Okay, we'll see after that one. Revoke all from Balu. Okay. Let's all privileges. Which keyword we are missing? On particular this one you can give all on EMP from Balu. Okay. Let's see here. I will add select star from here. I cannot able to access this one since I will withdrawn the permissions. Okay. Now what I will do? I will give rights to the Balu user. Okay. I have created the role and given the added the permissions to the particular user. Now I will assign the user to the particular role. Okay, see what I will, and also will give grant select insert update delete on emp to, I will assign same permissions to the what role instead of giving the separately developer underscore role. Okay, grant succeeded. Now I will assign the users to the developer role. Okay, how I will assign grant, how I can assign that one, grant developer role to the user. Okay, grant developer role to user is what, Balu. Okay. Okay, earlier we are not able to execute the statements. Okay, on the, we cannot perform the any operations on the emp. Now go and check, table view does not exist. You have rights on Balu, right? Okay, developer role, he should get all the rights. Let's start from sys underscore emp. Okay, let's create one table. A table created. Actually we cannot give the grants on particular objects with the role. We can give grants only on creating the objects, means only system privileges only you can do. You can give the grants. Okay. With this one, we cannot give any grants to the users on particular objects. Okay, this is the importance of role. Only for this one only we'll use the roles and all, roles and responsibilities. Are you understood? First I did mistake. What I tried to give the do on particular object. I try to give the rights to the other users with the role based on particular object. Here it is showing grant succeeded, but still we cannot able to use with the by the other users. So what you can get only, you can get only with the that whatever role is having the permissions create view, means system privileges only can able to access with that grant. I guess if it is a paid version, I think we can get the rights on this one also. On particular means object privileges also we can get with the role based permissions. Okay, you are getting my point or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next, object privileges means instead of giving insert, update, delete, means it simply you can give all the permissions. Object permission, you are giving the rights to only particular object. Emp table only you are giving means only particular object only you will get the access. Okay. Next, with permission, let's assume I will create one more table, one more user. Okay, create user to identified by KNA. Okay, user is created. I have to give the grants on create the session and connect user and resources, work as a resource. Okay, that permissions I should give. Copy only one, and I'm given grants to create the session. I given grants to connect the resource. Sorry, this is I have to mention Balu too, right? Balu 2. I have created user is Balu 2 or Balu 1. Create user. Where which user this one? Show user. This is Balu user. That's why it is not executed. Okay. Okay. User is created. Name already is. You have to give the grants. Grant. You have to give the permission. Create session. Okay. Balu 2. Okay. Grant is succeeded. Next. These activities will done by DBA only. No need to worry. Okay. Normally DBA won't do anything. Normal developer. Okay. I have given grants. I will create one more session. Okay. Username is Balu2. Password is KN. Now I can able to log in with KNA2 user. Okay. Now I can able to create the tables and all. Okay. Now I want to get the rights from sys user. Okay. Let's try to access the table. Select star from sys.emp. Sys.emp. Okay. Table does not exist. I don't know user about EMP Balu 2, but Balu user have to give grants to the Balu 2 user. He cannot give that one. What he should have if he gets. Okay, let's show in the PowerPoint. Paint. Okay, he is Balu user and this is the sys user. Okay, sys user. He is Balu user and he is Balu 2 user. Okay, sys user will create the Balu user and Balu 2 user. Balu 2 is working under Balu. Okay, he has given rights to Balu user. What grants he has given? Let's assume. Let's he has given only select, insert, update, anything, all the things. Okay, whatever it may be, all the privileges he has given to the Balu user on EMP table. Okay, this is EMP table. You can assume on this one he has given grants to this one. What does mean? Balu user can able to access these permissions, but he cannot derive. He cannot give these permissions to Balu 2 again. If he wants to give, only sys user only can able to give these rights to Balu 2 user. Okay, he cannot access directly. So if he, let's assume Balu is manager, Balu 2 is developer. So system administrator, what he will do, he will give grants to manager directly. Now all the times he won't give. Okay, whoever working under this Balu manager, only the Balu can give grants to the developer. So how he will give? If he has the means again he can able to derive the rights to the balu 2 table, that then only he can able to give grants on the particular emp table to the other users, means developers. So how we can do that one means, with if he has the, if balu user has with the grant option, means with the grant option means if he can able to give grants on particular object, okay, then only he can able to give grants to the balu to user, otherwise he cannot give grants on that particular object. He can give because he is the owner, that's why he give grants to directly balu to. But in real time that will not happen. Let's assume under there are so many managers will be there are so many tables are there, all the times he won't the system administrator won't will give grants to the developer or application, what application users, whatever it may be. Okay, all the times he cannot give. Simply what he will do, he will give grants to the managers with grant option. With the grant option means these managers can give grants to the under who is working, or who is the right persons to that, and all will decided by the manager, and will give grants to on the particular object if he has the with grant option. That is the importance of with grant option. Okay, let's assume with grant option balu user can get first. I am giving grants on emp table. With grant option I am giving, anyway he has rights on this one, so he can able to access. Select star from sys.emp. He has rights, he can able to access, he can able to do anything. Okay, let's try to give. Already I have given with grant option, right? Yeah, with grant option I have given. So now he can able to give grants to the balu to user. Grant all on sys.emp to balu 2. Okay, now he is given rights. Now sys user not given any rights to the balu user. Okay, let's see now whether I can able to access that object or not. Okay, now he can able to access the data. Now who is given that rights to balu to user? Guys, you are understanding or not? Yeah, only balu user given right, sys user not given rights. But how he can able to access? Who given the rights? Balu is given the rights to the other users, because he has the permission to give grants again to the other users. Means with the grant option he has. Okay, with the grant option we cannot work on the roles and all. We'll get the error. Okay, let's see. Try to this option. It will only on particular object, not on the roles. Developer role, I am giving the grants with grant option, it won't work. Grant to role with grant option, that is invalid. Okay, it will work on only objects. Okay, you are clear or not? If you want to see the permissions, there are have some tables, dictionaries, roles, is privileges, what are all the permissions we have. Okay, who are all there in the who are all using the database privileges. Okay, like that there are many dictionaries are there. You can see the privileges, what are permissions we have only in that particular object. Let's see that. We'll execute that one. Select star from where privilege. Okay, select we'll see role comma privilege. This only, right? Yeah, What we used means how many roles are there, what are all the permissions has that one. Okay, so let's we'll query for our role only. Okay, where role equal to developer role, right? We have created that one. Developer underscore role. Developer role having create any procedure, create table, view any index, materialized view only. Okay, that like that you can check the rights. What are all the rights we have. Okay, if you have any doubts, we'll discuss in this topic. After that, we'll take one example and we'll create one particular hierarchy and we'll do that one. Or I will give the task to you. Just try to do that one. What is role? What is privilege? What is system privilege? What is object privilege? What is user? Okay, that's enough for developer role. In this one, if you have any doubts, we'll discuss. Otherwise, we'll move on other topics. I think it's not required also for you. Just if you know that object privileges, now how we can give that object privileges, that's enough for developer. Topic is clear or not?
Sir, to take back permission from user, we can
Yeah,
use
we can
revoke.
use the revoke command. Simply revoke all an object from username. Okay, same way we can use roles also. Revoke all on developer role, all from developer role. Okay, there are syntaxes are there that simply you can use that one. Revoke, withdrawing the permissions. Okay, I think it's more confusion, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Doesn't matter if you know or don't know. Just you are aware of only object privileges. How you will give rights to the particular users. Okay. This role concept, what is role, what is privilege, that you can remember. That's enough. Role means it's a collection of privileges that will given by the DBA. Just simply he will assign the users to the particular role. Okay, let's will take one example and we'll create the one. We'll build these relationships. Okay, grants and how we can give not all. Okay, now first we'll take one DBA user. Okay, this is mandatory, right? DBA means here he will log all the times, he will log in with either sys user or system user. He should have all the rights, right? Let's assume in sys user also, let's assume in an organization not only one DBA will be there. There are n number of DBAs will be there, right? So first what he will do, he will create one DBA role. Okay, DBA underscore role. Here whoever wants to work as a DBA, that users will be assigned to the DBA role. Okay, okay, let's assume there are three DBAs are there. All the permissions he will get from the DBA role. Okay, next, let's assume he is the DBA one. DBA1. How hierarchy will create? That I am explaining. Okay, DBA1, DBA2, DBA3. Okay, let's assume his responsibilities are creating the users and giving the default permissions. Okay, what he will do, simply he will create one developer role. He will create the, his duty is what, creating users. Which users? He will create only developer users, not the manager level users. Let's assume like that. Developer users, and will give the rights to the developers only. Okay. In between, who will come? Manager role will come. Okay. I don't know if I am telling these things for you, you can able to understand or not, I don't know. But in real time, scenarios will be like that. First, one DBA will create the users and all. Simply, he will create the. It is one-time activity, right? Creating the roles and all. It is a one-time activity. Simply, he will create one developer roles that to perform the operations on that you to that users. Simply, he will give grants to the, with grant operations to the manager. Manager is also as a developer, working as a developer. He will give the grants to the particular users, means whoever working under that manager, that manager will give grants. Okay, that task will do. Next, DBA will do another task. He will create the manager role, and simply what he will do, number of managers, what whoever is there, that manager's rights he will define. DBA2 means, yeah, let's assume first manager will give one manager will give uh, work on application users. So for them, he has to give only select role, not the DML operations. One more user is there, that is uh, employees. Okay, employees means, let's assume bank employees. So for them, he has to give grants to grants, DML operations to that users. Next, DBA3, what he will do, he will create the managers. Okay, means super users he will create, and he should, these people should handle the manager and developers both. Okay, if a new employee is added, ad hoc request, let's assume one employee is changing team. Okay, that time who will do, again he has to come from DBA. So instead of that, he has to take care that one. Okay, like that, he will create one more role, and that manager will handle that one. Okay, so how that roles and responsibilities will define, just with the simply grant and revoke permissions. Okay, just you can assume one organization. Okay, correspondent, principal, uh, department head, and department means HOD. Under that, senior employees, associative, lecturers. Okay, again students. Like that, you can define yourself one organization. You can create the roles, and you assume yourself roles and responsibilities, what will be the possible responsibilities, and assign in that way. Okay, try to do the task if you are able to understand this concept, if you want to learn more things on this one. Okay, guys, you are understanding or not? I think it's very hectic for you. Respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, we'll close this class today. Tomorrow we'll discuss few advanced features. Okay, I missed your merge statement and Few more statements are there that we'll discuss. Okay, or maybe Oracle architecture. Okay, anything we can discuss tomorrow. Monday onwards, we'll start the PL/SQL classes. Okay, today is Thursday. Tomorrow, my brother will come. He may take Unix class if he is. I don't think so. Yeah, Saturday and Sunday, I am planning to take class on ETL concepts. Okay, if you want to go as a ETL developer, you should know some topics. What is ETL? What we can do with that? Okay, that basics will give. Tomorrow we'll have the session on these things only. Some missing topics. Okay, SQL will get complete. Monday onwards, we'll start the PL signal. Oracle architecture will discuss on either Saturday or Sunday. Okay, next Saturday, Sunday.